What's up, everyone? Giant Opinions here. Today I'm bringing you my current, or what I think the Giants should do in this offseason. This includes trades and players we should sign in free agency and just roster adjustments. So let me know what you guys think, especially if you're a Giants fan. Let me know what you think we should do, but let's get right into it. The number one, I'd say this is probably the biggest trade possibility the Giants could do, and that is move Jeff Samardzija. Now, this doesn't really have to be in the offseason. It could be near the trade deadline, but it makes more sense to just get it over with now. Jeff Samardzija, he's a free agent after 2020, so he is an unrestricted free agent after or in 2021. And I think the Giants should trade him because we don't really have a need to keep him. And I really don't see the Giants extending him again on another 5-year deal when we could get some value for him by trading him away to a team that needs starting pitching, like the Yankees, the Orioles, or even possibly the Angels. You never know; they might be able to eat up some salary, but main point, we got to dump him. He also has a big salary. I think it's like, yeah, he's getting paid 19 million this year, so it's quite a lot of money, and it would do tremendous value if we could just trade him away, uh, and maybe get a prospect back. It doesn't really matter. I think this trade is just more about opening up some salary cap. So that's the first thing I think we should do. Now the second thing, if we can trade Brandon Belt, see if we field calls and a team is interested in Brandon Belt, we should totally get rid of him. He's also on a bad. He's on a pretty bad contract too. I think he's like 3 years or something. But we only trade him if the package is right. We're not just trading him away for chips and dirt. No, because he's okay at first base. Let's just face it. He's all right. He's not an elite first baseman, but he still gets the job done sometimes. But if we can trade him, do it. We have to. And this is kind of just a follow up. But if we do trade Brandon Belt, I would like the Giants to go after this free agent, Jesus Aguilar. What's one thing the Giants have struggled with for many years? That they haven't had a true player that just leads this department. Home runs. Jesus Aguilar, he is a home run hitter. He is a first baseman that the Giants need desperately. If we could trade Brandon Belt away and replace him with Jesus Aguilar, I think it would be amazing. And he would really thrive. Even though we do play at a hitter friendly ballpark, I could still see him thriving with the Giants and possibly having another breakout season like he did with the Brewers in 2018. But um, this one's kind of just a long shot. But I mean, we could release Brandon Crawford. He's also on another bad contract. Belt, Crawford, and Posey, all of them terrible contracts. Should have never done them all. Crawford is regressing. He had a down year last year. It was not pretty to see. See, the problem is if we release him, we do lack some depth, so we probably would have to call up some rookies or something, and it would leave a hole there. But I mean, could just hold Brandon Crawford for another year, for this year, just as a placeholder, and then release him next year when maybe we draft a shortstop or sign one in free agency, such as maybe Francisco Lindor, if that ever happens. Highly doubt that though, but if we can, or if it's right, we should just release Brandon Crawford because he doesn't really add that much value to the team. Let's just face it. Even though he's a fan favorite, you got to do it. And last thing, we got to get Kevin Pillar back. Not for a mega deal. We are not extending him for 5 years, three. No, no, no. 1 or 2. He is not in the long-term future for the Giants. There's no need to extend him for that long. We just need him as a placeholder too, because we have a Hunter Bishop in our farm system. It's going to take him. He's going to stay in the farm system this year. He might get called up next year, but 2022, that's his. I think that's around his ETA. But once we get rid of Kevin Pillar, we could put Yastrzemski in center field, and then Hunter Bishop can move to his primary position. But I like Kevin Pillar. Without him, the Giants, they would have probably been in last place. Wait, did we finish last place? No, we didn't. But I like Kevin Pillar. He's a good fielder. He's an alright hitter. He's a swing or miss kind of guy. But we definitely need him right now, just for this year. So try and get him back in arbitration on a 1-year deal. If not, just do 2 years. But what I want to see is like 2 years, 8 million, 12 million. That's it. That's the max. I don't want to see anything longer. So now some free agents that the Giants can target. We could go after Anthony Rendon. I mean, I'm not saying it's a high priority because I definitely don't think the Giants should just throw a boatload of money at him and make him the face of the franchise again. No, no. We don't really need him that bad. We still have Evan Longoria at third base, who's also on a bad contract. So he actually had an alright season last year. So I don't really see us having the need to sign Anthony Rendon because then we have to get rid of Longoria, and that means releasing him or trading him, and then we'd still lose some money in that. But I mean, if we can get him on like a 7-year, $250 million deal, I'd be down for it though. I'm not gonna lie, because Anthony Rendon, take it with a grain of salt. He's a top 10 player in the MLB. He's been so underrated for years. He's finally getting some respect he deserves. But 7 years, 250. That is the max offer the Giants should go. Nothing higher. If we don't get him, then it's a shame. But we don't. Now, on the flip side, this free agent, I think the Giants must go after. It is almost like the number one free agent the Giants need to get. Marcell Ozuna. I have loved this guy ever since he was on the Marlins. He was super underrated. He did all right with the Cardinals, but we still lack some outfield talent. Yes, we do have Yastrzemski, who had a breakout season. Yes, we do have Hunter Bishop still in the minors. We have Alex Dickerson, but we all know he's not going to be the future. He's not going to be getting 100 RBIs or something. No. We need Marcell Ozuna. I feel like he would thrive in Oracle Park. I really do. Left field, it's not that long. I mean, yes, yeah, it's still a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but I could see him thriving with the Giants. We need his bat. We need an outfielder that produces consistently, and that is Marcell Ozuna. Not even to mention, he's a pretty underrated fielder too. I like him, and I think this is the number one free agent the Giants should go after, and a plausible contract. I think he was. I read an article. He was asking for like 13 million a year. If I were the Giants, I'd give him a 4-year deal worth $60 million, or 5 years worth 75, or the max 80. And I'm just saying 80 because I really want him on the Giants. I feel like he would do. I feel like he'd be a perfect fit for us, and he would fill a position of need, and he would be long-term security because we would be inking him to a longer deal, so he would be under control until say 2025, and that's when we'll actually be a top team in the NL again. So I think it's the right move. But if we don't get Marcell Ozuna, kind of a poor man's one, but Avisail Garcia, we could get him. He had an alright season with the Rays. I'm not gonna lie. 2018, it was a little bit down for him because he had that monstrous 2017 breakout season, phenomenal season. So he kind of regressed in 2018, but he had a little bit of a bounce back in 2019 with the Rays. I like what he did there. He's not that bad. If we can ink him to like a 3-year, $15 million deal, or 2 years for 12 million, I think it would be great. I don't really see him being long term. I see Ozuna being long term, but not really. Visela Garcia. Garcia is a little bit more inconsistent. His numbers fluctuate from year to year, so it would be a low risk, high reward signing. And honestly, if we miss out on Ozuna, we got to get him. So, Garrett Cole, the big question: do the Giants go after him or do they not? I don't think the Giants should. It'll cost way too much for us to sign Garrett Cole. And yes, I know he had a phenomenal season this year, and he did pretty good last year. But before that, when he was on the Pirates, he was good, but he still had like a 3.5 ERA. He wasn't a stud there. Let's just face it. And I don't really think the Giants should pay him 10 years, 350 million. No, no way in hell. We're already stuck with too many bad contracts, and we're not gonna have that much money in free agency in these upcoming years too if we just ink him to a mega deal. And starting pitching, I mean, yes, it's somewhat of need, especially if we do trade away Samardzija, but we still have Cueto. Still Beatty. I still like him. Still Sean Anderson. We're okay at starting pitching, but I don't really think Garrett Cole. I don't think the Giants should go after Garrett Cole. I know it's kind of an unpopular opinion because he is lights out last year, and I think he would do all right with the Giants, but I don't think it's worth it. I think it will ruin the future because it won't let us sign more free agents and make this team better. So. And we could, last thing, kind of just get another reliever in the bullpen. On here, I kind of wrote Sam Dyson down, but he has his little incident going on, so completely disregard that. I don't know, just we got to get some relief pitching because our bullpen was so phenomenal up until the trade deadline, and then it completely just got worse. We still have Marota. I love him. He's a good player, but if we still want to be somewhat semi-competitive like Farhan Zaidi wants us to be, then we got to get another reliever. Hell, bring back Sergio Romo. I would love that. He was one of my favorite players, but just get another bullpen arm. Dylan Betances, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. He does have an injury history, so I don't think it's the right move for us to bring him in. And we're not even like competing for the playoffs. To be completely honest, let's just face it. It's going to be 1 or 2 more years before we actually do. But that's kind of my offseason plan. But okay. Let me just go over it again. Get Marcell Ozuna. We must get Marcell Ozuna. If we miss out on him, Avisail Garcia. We got to get one of those two guys, preferably Marcell Ozuna. He would bring stability to this team. He would be a cornerstone for the team to build around. And he is still younger. He's like 28, 29, so he's not very old. We have to free some salary too. Get rid of some bad contracts. We gotta get. I mean, if we can, Longoria, but I don't really know about that. Brandon Crawford though, Brandon Belt. If we can, if the price is right, we gotta ship them off. I know they're fan favorites, but if they're not winning us ball games, then I mean, baseball's a business. So, I only want us to go to like sign someone to one big deal, and that would be Marcell Ozuna. We are not breaking the bank this free agency. It is the wrong move. If we do that, we are screwed for years to come. So I hope. I don't think Zaidi or our new GM, I forgot what his name is. I don't think they would do that, but still, just do not break the bank. And we have, if we can, add some depth in the farm system. Our farm system is revamped because of some of the trades Zaidi made at the trade deadline last year. But if we still can, we got to improve. We're still not like a top 10 farm system. We still need like maybe a potential first baseman of the future, slugger, superstar, or something. So if there is a trade for a pretty good prospect, let's make it. Hell, because this team is built for the future. I mean, 1 to 2 to 3 years. That's when we'll be a good team. I'm telling you. I said, you know what? Just trust the process. This year, I'm not sure. It might not be the best. We'll probably finish in last place. The NL West is only getting better by the day. But you know what? It might not even be a bad thing if we're just in last place for these 2 years and then we really break out with tremendous talent. But that's really all that's all I have to say. That's my free agency plan or the whole offseason stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Really appreciate it if you could show some support on this. Drop a like, subscribe, or anything. And let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with some of my moves? Do you disagree completely? Do you want us to go after Cole? Do you want Rendon? Do you not want Ozuna? Just let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.